It was about 5 minutes ago that I seen a hot chick that I ain't never seen before. I think I said, yo! I don't know your name, but excuse me, miss. Seen you from across the room, and it got in me. Girl, there's something about you that makes me wanna say, oh. I ain't got a man, but excuse me, miss. I say this last dance for you. Girl, there's something about you that makes me wanna say, oh. Alright, we done. We done. What up, Monster Mall? Yeah, we back with another video. On this one, we about to get a little... Yeah, we about to get into it because this one says... These is 5... No, not even 5. It's 7 disappearances that's still unsolved. Like, these folks disappeared and these folks still don't know where these folks at. Like, woo! That's what I'm gathering from disappearance and unsolved. Meaning they don't know where these people at still. I just put 2 and 2 together and got 4. So, that's crazy. Stay sticked up, stay dangerous, and watch your surroundings. That's what I got to say to that. For real, Monster Mob. It's on us as a people to make sure that we are safe. Because these laws, they got a different agenda. You feel me? They on some other stuff. So, watch out for you and yours. For sure that. You know that. Yeah. But let me know in the comments which one y'all think was the craziest one. And I ain't gonna hold it. I pray that they all get found. Because I don't know, I don't know the situation. I don't know the background story. I don't know none of that. But prayerfully in the video, they say somebody got found, but it's still unsolved. So, prayerfully one day they get found and, you feel me? Something comes up about the paper. That's it. I don't know what I just said. But about the people. But hey, man, if you new, man, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, man. I ain't about to waste your time for this low key. It's not a long video, but it's a long video. And I know I'm going to pause it. I just know it. So I'm going to give my 2 cents every time. So, welcome. We about to go ahead and get into this video, man. Let's get it, man. On Thor. So, you know, we funding authentic over here. Foes up, better get your dough up. Oh.
B, you'll get a couple who'll stay a couple of nights. But if you listen...
I know, I'm going to cut that little segment. Oh, I just got a cramp. Oh, I just got a cramp. Oh, it's in my thigh. Oh, wow. Whew.
We don't know how she got out of her room. It was locked from the outside.
7 disturbing mysteries.
Evaporated.
Oh.
Sometimes things just happen, and other times they happen for sinister reasons. Freak accidents occur all the time, but so do well-planned tragedies. The problem is that one cannot always distinguish between the two. Was the object or person just at the wrong place at the wrong time? Or did someone make sure they would be? Here are 7 disturbing mysteries that remain unsolved. The disappearance of Malaysian Airlines Flight 370.
Oh, yeah,
took
that got
place
weird.
on March 8th,
Hey,
2014.
matter of fact, we just act like stuff like, I ain't gonna lie, as the world is like something big be happening, and then we just like forget about it. Cause something else bigger that happened, or something else catch our attention. Hey, what happened to these folk though? Cause they made a show about it called Manifest that's similar. So on that show, we got found like years later on some stuff. Hey man.
While flying from Malaysia to China, a Boeing 777 carrying 239 passengers and crew members seemed to vanish into thin air. The multinational search effort, the largest in aviation history, has turned up a mere 20 pieces of aircraft debris. The Prime Minister of Malaysia has declined to comment other than to say that the aircraft disappeared over the Indian Ocean. The lack of closure has engendered
The Indian Ocean ain't that
theories,
big.
many of which are considered conspiracy theories, which, according to Harvard professor Cass Sunstein, are a natural product of horrific and disastrous situation, because such events make people angry, fearful, and looking for a target. Theories include hijacking, capture by the United States, a fire aboard the aircraft, vertical entry into the sea, a meteor strike, and even alien abduction. Notwithstanding the passage of 3 years, and the expenditure of $160 million, scouring thousands of square miles of ocean. The disappearance of Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 and the 239 people aboard remains a mystery.
That's weird to me. I forgot about
Mystery of Magdalena Zook.
Somewhat.
Magdalena Zook and her boyfriend Marcus, who was supposed to travel with her to the all-inclusive resort, but issues with his passport made him ineligible for a visa. Having spent the money already, Zook traveled to Marsa Alam, Egypt, alone. But just a day in, she began acting strangely. She sent messages to friends back in Poland and told them she was hearing voices in her room. A video from the hotel shows her lying motionless in the doorway to her room dressed in just a bathrobe. When concerned, hotel staff informed her parents. They decided to bring her home early, just 3 days into the trip. CCTV footage from the hospital shows Zook lashing out at staff and attempting to run away as they try to restrain her. During her stay, she FaceTimed her boyfriend Marcus. Marcus filmed the conversation from the separate phone. She appears distressed, babbling incoherently, and begging Marcus to come and get her.
Nie bój się, powiedz mi. Skarbie, Maciek cię zabierze. Dobrze? Rozumiesz? Skarbie, słuchasz mnie? Myszko?
Ah! I'm trying to read.
Zabierzemy cię. Maciek już po ciebie leci, ale co oni robią? Skarbie, nie bój się. Mów do mnie, nie bój. Kochanie, powiedz mi, musisz mi powiedzieć, bo ja wtedy zadzwonię tam do ambasady, żeby ktoś miał nad tobą opiekę. Powiedz mi to, proszę cię. Mów. Ale powiedz mi, co oni tobie zrobili. Tylko to mi powiedz. Kochanie, ja już wszystko załatwiłem. Maciek jutro po ciebie będzie. Ktoś ci coś tam zrobił? Tak? Kochanie, ja jutro po ciebie będzie jutro po ciebie Maciek. Tylko mi powiedz, co się stało. Co się stało? Powiedz mi, musisz mi powiedzieć. Tak? Ale...
Girl, what word? Incomprehensible. I don't. Ooh, we. And I graduated from college. Oh, wow. I ain't about to try to say it out loud. I'm about to read it in my head. Y'all ain't about to try me on the internet. I'm about to see if I can get it in my head. Oh, okay, I got it. But hold on, man, what happened? Like, girl, what happened? Like, what's going on? Then there's folks in the background laughing.
Wrócisz stąd.
I won't be coming back from here.
Wrócisz.
You will come back.
Kochanie, co się stało? Powiedz mi, co się stało. Ale powiedz mi, ja to muszę wiedzieć. Myszko. Bo ja chcę cię chronić. Powiedz mi, proszę cię, tylko musisz mi to powiedzieć szybko, teraz.
When he asks what happened, she answers cryptically with the letter M.
Co M? Co M?
He like, what M? You know what M? I think
Ten
I know.
rezydent?
Resident, aka.
Tak?
The video ends with her tour guide, Mahmoud, takes the phone and tells Marcus in Polish, this is a waste of time.
Marcos, halo?
No, słucham.
Wydaje mi to strata czasu. Ja będę dzwonił teraz znowu do ambasady tutaj w Egipcie, dobrze?
No dobrze, a możesz poprosić Magdę, żeby włączyła telefon?
Magda, włączy telefon, bo Marcos dzwoni się do ciebie. Włączy twój telefon, proszę.
This is weird. Listen, all right,
After
bye.
a few hours of the call, she jumped out of her room's window and threw herself out from the second floor in order to escape, landing on a flat concrete, and died on the spot. The papers were filled with suspicion of the dark-skinned man, Mahmoud, at the end of the video, and Mahmoud quickly became a suspect. Even though there is no evidence of his involvement in the death, the police interviewed Mahmoud shortly after the incident, but released him without charge. The spotlight was turned on Zook's boyfriend, following unsubstantiated rumors of him being a drug dealer and using Zook to smuggle narcotics into Egypt, or he sold her. Another story, posted on the Polish news portal Pikio, suggested Zook had been a victim of criminal activity led by a local mob boss named Captain Khaled, but no one has any concrete evidence. What really happened to her is still a mystery.
That's weird. But she said M though. Like
unexplained disappearance of Kenny Veach.
Like that.
In 2014, experienced hiker Kenny Veach posted a comment on YouTube about a mysterious cave he found in the Nevada desert. He claimed that the cave, located near Nellis Air Force Base, was shaped
Gotta
like
read! I'm gonna read it for y'all. This ain't nothing. I am a long distance hiker. One time during one of my hikes out by Air Force Base, I found a hidden cave. The entrance to the cave was shaped like a perfect capital M. I always enter every cave I find. But as I began to enter this particular cave, my whole body began to vibrate. The closer I got to the cave entrance, the worse the vibrating became. Suddenly I became very scared and hightailed it out of there. That was perfect when I read that one. That was one of the strangest things I ever had happen to me. I know I added words.
Capital N, and upon entry had caused his body to intensely and violently vibrate, terrified and confused.
That's weird, but why is he going there? That's the thing though.
This was the
why is you risking your life? You don't know what's in there.
But that he was determined to find it. He was not a man to be scared easily.
I was talking. I don't know what he was trying to find.
With meek,
I don't know what he was trying to find.
He claimed that this was the only cave he'd ever feared, but that he was determined to find it. He was not a man to be scared easily, often hiking in a dangerous territory with meager supplies. He had also had plenty of experience handling deadly wild animals. In a video he filmed on the second hike, he oddly claimed he was being watched by a mysterious black ram. He decided to try again, this time arming himself with a gun. One anonymous YouTube user told Kenny in a comment, quote, "No, don't go back there. If you find the cave entrance, don't go in. If you do, you won't get out." Despite the dangers, he set out on November 10th. He never returned. A search could only find his cell phone, which was discovered near an abandoned mine shaft. His hikes indeed were intense, but this hike in particular was harsh, remote, unpredictable, and replete with danger. Some speculate he may also end his own life. Others say he may have ran from his life to start a fresh life somewhere else. Most interesting speculation is based on Kenny's claims of the cave's effect on his body. Nellis Air Force Base is linked to many odd conspiracy theories of military experiments, subterranean tunnels and secret passage, and secret research projects. Area 51, the most famous top-secret military base, is relatively close to the site. The bizarre case remains a mystery.
Ooh, that's hard to figure out.
The disappearance of Walter Collins.
You know, we real over on this channel and I fear nothing. I'm gonna speak on it. What happened was he went in where he wasn't welcome. Saw something he wasn't supposed to say. He was hard-headed. He didn't listen to the comment. Some random person tried to tell him, "Nah, don't do that, my boy. Because I know what goes down over there. I know what they're doing there. Don't go. You're not going to make it out." What happened? They had to go see for himself. And now look. Gone. Long live little Kenny, man. Hey.
In 2008, Clint Eastwood's film Changeling reawakened interest in one of the most bizarre and tragic crime stories of the 1920s. Single mom Christine Collins reported her 9-year-old son, Walter, missing in March 1928 from their home in Los Angeles. 5 months later, the police brought Walter back to Christine. Except it wasn't Walter, and Christine knew it. But the LA police dismissed Christine's concerns, going so far as to accuse her of terrible mothering and having her committed to a mental hospital. The real Walter Collins was never found, and over time, Authorities came to believe he was one of the victims of the convicted child murderer Gordon Stewart Northcott. Whatever happened to Walter Collins, his body was never found, and no one ever learned what really happened. Nor has it been established with any certainty why the police were so invested in covering up the boy's disappearance that they brought a different child back to Christine and tried to convince her and the rest of the world that it was Walter.
A mother gonna know her child though.
Emma Phillipos.
It's only been 5 months. She know
in the fall of 2011, 26-year-old Emma Phillipos moved to Victoria, BC from Perth, Ontario. By November 2012, she was missing, never to be seen again.
Dang.
During the latter part of this period, she began sleeping on Sandy Miriam House, a shelter for vulnerable and impoverished women. She had also purchased a van, which she used for both transport and as accommodation. On November 23rd, Emma called her mother to announce that she wanted to return home. Teary and upset, she continued to call her mother in the period leading up to November 28th. During the final call at 4:30 a.m., she told her mother, quote, "I don't know how I can face you," and "Don't come, Mom, not today." When her mother decided to do just that, arriving at 11 p.m., she found her daughter wasn't in the shelter. No one has heard from her, since friends reported that she had been feeling stressed and upset, claiming that according to Emma, an unknown figure had been harassing and worrying her. She was isolated, paranoid, depressed, and felt a compulsion to escape on the day of her disappearance. Emma visited the same 7-Eleven store on 2 separate occasions. The first time, she purchased a $200 prepaid credit card. The second time, she purchased a prepaid cell phone. CCTV images show her peering out of the store windows into the parking lot. She appears to be looking for someone or something. CCTV from a YMCA in Victoria, shot 5 days before her disappearance, shows Emma entering and leaving the building multiple times within a 14-minute period.
What the heck? I was
She
speechless.
looks as if she might be avoiding someone. After calling a cab, Emma asked to be driven to the airport. She then changed her mind, asking instead to be dropped off in the exact same spot she was picked up. Minutes later, she was seen standing barefoot on the street corner. The acquaintance who spotted her, Dennis Quay, claimed she was looking shifty and paranoid, that she was looking constantly around her. He then called the police, who spoke with her in person outside of the Empress Hotel, but decided that she was not a threat to herself or anyone else. She told officers that she was not suicidal. They released her. This was her last known sighting. Her van was found in the parking lot of the Chateau
What? But this my thing though. Why she ain't called the folk? Like, you never know what the situation is. It's so crazy. It's weird that stuff like this really be happening. Like, she ain't the only case. She's just the known case in this video. You feel me? But it's like, depending on what the situation is, she must be couldn't even call the police. Wow, boy.
Victoria Hotel with her belongings.
That's
no
weird.
one knows what happened to her to this day and how she disappeared
She was
without a
pretty
trace. The documentary about Emma's disappearance is scheduled to be released in the fall of 2020.
So it's out now?
The Lars Metank mystery.
Lars.
Reports state that Metank, in July 2014, had flown to the Bulgarian seaside resort of Golden Sands along with his friend from their home in Itzehoe, northern Germany. The group of friends continued to enjoy their holiday until Lars was injured after he got into a fight one night.
Oh, I heard
Metank was
this
punched
one.
in
I heard
and
this
was
one.
left with a perforated eardrum and a possible concussion.
Yep.
He was then prescribed an antibiotic
Yep.
and was forced to stay back in
I
Bulgaria
remember this
and
one.
avoid boarding the plane, as the air pressure changes would have hurt his ear while his friends flew home. Metank eventually had to check into a cheap hotel called Hotel Color near Varna Airport. Metank's mother got a horrifying call from her son later from his hotel room, where her panicked son told her that he was being followed by some people who were trying to kill him. In
His
CCTV
friends really
footage,
ain't
he
worth
was
2
seen
cents though. Cause I already seen his case and all that. Not seen it, but heard his case and all that situation. His friends really ain't worth 2 cents. Y'all got in a fight together. He couldn't leave because he couldn't get on the plane because of his ear. But y'all like, yeah, we about to go ahead and deal. And left that man? Or did they ever really leave? Because he was being followed or whatever by some mysterious people he couldn't recognize. Luckily, he at least made out the hotel, which is crazy. That's the crazy part about it. But it's like, if it wasn't his friends, you feel me? It's like, why y'all left? Why y'all ain't stayed? Like, oh, all right, big bro, you can't leave. All right, we about to stay with you till you can leave, big bro. Like,
in the Varna airport and texted his mother he had safely made it to the airport terminal. However, when an airport doctor was examining him before flight, he reportedly appeared nervous and erratic and was also mistrustful of the drugs he had been prescribed by the physician. The airport doctor, Dr. Kostakostov, later said that Metank began to tremble when he saw a construction worker entering the room and cried, "I don't want to die here. I have to get out of here." It was then when the man began running from the airport terminal, leaving all his belongings behind. Running for his life, passing the boarding gates, check-in desks out of the airport, over the fence into the woods. He was never spotted again after that incident.
Wow. That's crazy, though. That's crazy.
Pollock sisters reincarnated.
Reincarnated?
Today, 24% of Americans believe in reincarnation.
What? But real quick though, what if he wasn't being chased, but them drugs, that physician or whatever you want to call them people, the doctor gave him, made this man crazy. Like they gave him the wrong thing, or they... Bro, it keeps sounding like this y'all right here is moving, bro. Y'all about to blow me. So boom, what if the drug they gave that man got that man tweaking?
Every once in a while, an unsolved mystery comes around that is so compelling and otherwise unexplainable that it gives even scientists pause. In 1957, two young English sisters, Joanna Pollock, 11, and Jacqueline Pollock, 6, died in a tragic car accident. 1 year later, their mother gave birth to twins, Jillian and Jennifer. When the twins were old enough to talk, they began identifying and requesting toys that had belonged to their dead sisters, pointing out landmarks only their dead sisters would have known, such as the school they attended, and sometimes panicking upon seeing cars idling. "That car is coming to get us," they reportedly shrieked on one occasion. After the twins get old, these incidents became less frequent. The girls went on to lead normal lives. Still, the story of the Pollock sisters made its way to Dr. Ian Stevenson, a psychologist who studied reincarnation. After studying thousands of supposed cases, Dr. Stevenson wrote a book of 14 he believed to have been real, including that of the Pollock sisters.
If you did enjoy today's video, please drop...
You ain't about to listen to all that. Respectfully. Hey man, that's wild, that's crazy. I pray y'all enjoyed the video. That was wild, that just blew my mind. Some people do be reincarnated, like that's not crazy. But hey man, you made this far, man. Thank you for watching, man. Remember, you can go anywhere, you can do anything as long as you take yourself with you, man. Monster Mom, man. We out, man. Peace.